Morning. Morning, Mike. Morning, Keith. All right, just kind of gonna wait here a few minutes here, maybe give folks about some time here to join us, and we'll go ahead and get started. Good morning, all in the mind. Yes, very much is all in the mind. Trading is very much all in the mind. All right, let's go ahead and get started. I'm just going to start with, kind of a brief review, just high level. We all understand by now that I'm not here in any sort of investment advisory capacity. The information that I'm about to provide is to be treated as general information. It is not intended to an offer to solicit you to buy, sell, recommend, endorse, sponsor any security company or fund. The information I'm about to provide you is to be used at your own risk. Okay. And the company, its partners, representatives, agents, employees, including myself, assume no responsibility or liability for any use or misuse of this information. We all understand that future trading does contain a fair amount of risk and is not for every investor. And an investor could potentially lose all or more of their investors' initial investment capital. Only risk capital should be used for trading, and only those individuals with sufficient risk capital should consider trading. Nothing contained herein is a solicitation to buy, sell futures, options, or forex. Past performance is not necessarily indicative of future results. All right. So now that we got the risk disclosure out of the way, we can move on to the news. Okay. So we're going to go ahead and open up the calendar here. All right. So economic calendar is actually outside of the 10 a.m. Eastern consumer confidence is actually quite light, to be honest. We do have a few 2-star events here. We have an FOMC member, Bowman, speaking later this afternoon. But the big one for us is the consumer confidence. Now, obviously, there are, especially for some of the equities, we have earnings. Okay, we have, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, Nvidia reporting today. So that could shake up Nasdaq one way or the other. All right. So that's always in the realm of possibility. Okay. So let's go ahead and move on to the charts. Okay. So we're going to go ahead and stop sharing here. Hit the share button again, and we're going to go ahead and open up the charts. All right. So this is kind of left over from our market structure, price action discussion that we had yesterday. All right. So let's go ahead and open up gold. Okay. Move this away here. All right. Again, we'll clear the slate here. We'll turn off some of these things here. Just kind of making sure that you guys are still visible. Or at least I'm sharing the screen here. Looks like I am. All right. Okay. So we don't we're going to go ahead and start with the daily. Okay. When we start each week, we start with the weekly and potentially the monthly, but once we get into the week, Tuesday being the second day of the week, we don't go through as much of a multi-time frame analysis as we normally would. Okay, so nothing's really changed. With respect to gold, we still remain in this kind of consolidation pattern. Okay, a lot of overlapping price action here. Okay, right now we have a developing, I guess, inside bearish candle in the gold on the daily. All right, so rangy, right? Range, lack of trend. So range may be the path forward. Okay, so for our chart, we have again some overlapping in prices. We did have a series of bullish candles only to be met by sellers. Buyers stepped in, but it was short-lived before they were again overwhelmed by sellers. Okay, so again, from daily being range to, I guess, on the 4-hour, it's looking more, a little bit more bearish. Okay, we need to start breaking some structure here to the upside. I would say 23.48, maybe the high of this candle here now, 23.50, right? Would need to be broken here on the 4-hour chart to really start to embrace the longs. Okay. Otherwise, it appears that we may be, continuing to head lower, right? We do have some levels here, a number of the Van levels, right? Okay, all the way down here. Okay, that's part of any sort of consolidation pattern, right? So as long as we stay above, okay, then we are still in this kind of structure that we're to the upside. Okay, assuming we break structure, assuming price closes below, then we start opening up, to the left side of the chart here for possible price to move to. Okay, so daily neutral, 4-hour equally as neutral, but up against I guess, the edge of this, what would be this triangle pattern that we did not draw, but we're going to draw here in the, okay, something along those kind of lines. All right. So eventually this market is going to pop out in one direction or one way in one direction. Okay, we just don't know currently in what direction that's going to be. Now, if you look at this, right? Well, we had a sharp move, came back to the top of the triangle, another sharp move. Okay, so the moves that have happened on the market have been more on the bearish side. So we have to kind of, if we're going to get a move in one direction, it appears that it's going to be to the downside. Okay, based on what we see historically. 30-minute chart. All right, we're going to go ahead and open up our fixed range volume profile. Okay, we're going to take a look at the Monday bar here. So let's see, we're going to look at the 8:30 bar. There it is. Drag that across to the 4:30 bar. There it is. So right now we are below value. Okay, we opened the market just a shade into value and immediately sold off. Okay, now I do see that we are reacting in an area of potential demand here. This area here looks like an area of potential demand. Right, So we need, in order for this kind of bearish kind of action to continue, we need to obviously break through and close below this structure here. Otherwise, we could react away from it. Okay, we could create a situation where we create another maybe inside or outside candle, and maybe the candle after that produces one of these kind of moves. Okay, so this here is very, I would say, an important area. Okay, for gold, if it's going to maintain kind of this kind of bullish tint. Okay, um, this would be an area that we could expect a potential reversal. What we don't want to see, if we are bullish on the market, we don't want to see price close below 23.36. Okay, that we don't want to see. All right, if we are bullish in the market. All right, so we'd like to see this demand level hold here throughout the day and maybe into the remainder of the week. All right. Let's see. Let's go ahead and call out some of our levels. Okay. So we're kind of, I guess maybe on the lower third of the range. Okay. We did overnight have, a fair number of buyers in the market. Okay. So these fair number of buyers that brought the market back, if they felt that this was a good price at that point, I'm assuming there's going to be a situation here where, assuming that these folks are still in the market, that they have the potential of stepping back in. Okay, all right. Let's call out these levels, because we need to wrap up on gold so we can move on the correlated markets. Okay, so we have ADR high here at 2363.3. 2363.3. We have ADR low here at 2330.3. We have settlement at 2344.4. Okay, and then we have we'll turn off ADR and turn on ASR. Okay, we'll also turn on initial balance. Okay, where's ADR? There it is. Okay, so ADR, okay, a little tighter here. So we got 2352.2, I think it was. Actually 2351.6. Okay, we got ASR low here at 2326.4. 2326.4. Okay. All right. So like we've discussed already, right? One hypo has us going bullish off of this demand zone. All right. We are below settlement. We are below EMAs. We are below VWAP. Okay. I'm going to go anchored VWAP here as well, just to give us some visibility as to this downward move. All right. As long as price stays below this this anchor VWAP, then we have we have anchor VWAP as a reference level to participate in this down move. Okay, and if it can sustain this and get below this, well, then the reasonable target for this is down here at ADR, at in this case ASR low. Okay, that would be kind of the target here, assuming that it can get through. If not, then we're probably going to remain in this range and head back up to the highs here at 2350.4, or we retest the conviction of these folks up above. Okay. If I'm bearish in the market, well, this is a reasonable area to be a bear, right? This area up here. So I'm bearish here, bullish down in this area. Okay. And then I will be looking, assuming that it can stay below this anchored VWAP, then we'll anchor VWAP will serve as a reference level for a continuation move to the downside. Okay, so that's kind of what I have as far as hypos for gold. We'll go ahead and move. If there's not any questions, we'll go ahead and move on to platinum. Okay, which is a correlated market. All right, we'll take a look at platinum, and we're going to go ahead and look at the daily chart. All right, so here we are on the daily. Okay, now looking at this chart has kind of a different, I would say a little bit different feel to it, right? This has kind of this direction, has a little bit more of a direction to the upside, right? We have come into an area. Let's remove some of these things. We have come into an area, a supply zone, right, where we could expect some selling. We have received, I guess the beginnings of a potential 3-bar reversal here, right, up against supply. Okay, so again, this could also, lead to further price action to the downside, and that would be aligned with the market structure that we're seeing on the daily. So this appears a little bit more bearish than let's say gold. Okay, 4-hour chart. We're going to go ahead and turn off initial, and then we'll also turn off ASR. Okay, so here we are. Okay, I'm going to stretch this out here. Okay, so here we have created kind of a double top, right? We got one top that hit the supply zone. The second didn't even make it to the same location, which again indicating some seller strength, and down we went. Okay, we still are above EMA. All right, we are below settlement price. All right, so again, somewhat inclined here to draw my anchored VWAP, okay, at the top of this candle here. Okay, and again, assuming that we can stay below that candle, then my sentiment remains to the downside. All right, 30-minute chart. Okay, 30-minute chart. We've reached again this EMA level. Okay, that's provided some reversal levels in the past. We got one reversal away from EMA, second reversal away from EMA, and right now we're kind of knocking on the doorstep for another potential EMA touch and potential reversal. Okay, let's kind of see if I can get back my little arrow here. Okay, so this is the EMA that I'm referring to here, right? So this could offer us another reversal similar to what we had back here. Okay, this level here at 980.6. Okay, let's go ahead and adjust this a little bit. Okay, we'll go ahead and open up our fixed range volume profile here. So fixed range volume profile, we'll locate the 530 a bar among this area here. You drag that across. All right, so so we did manage to get a higher, area of value here, right? This was the value area from Friday. Yesterday did manage to move the value up, but now price is below value. So bears very much in control. Initial balance is, go ahead and open that up here. Initial balance is this range here. It right now seems to be in line with what we would normally expect the initial balance range to be, right? On that, it seems to be relatively average. Okay. So let's go ahead and start calling out our levels before we start talking some hypos here. Okay, so we have ADR high here at ADR high here at what is that? Looks like 1010. 1010.2. We got ADR low here at 988.5. We got settlement at what is that? Was that 1001? 1001.8 looks like. Yeah, 1001.8. 1001.8. And then we'll turn off ADR, and we'll turn ASR on. Okay. And ASR has us a little bit already exceeding to the downside. Okay, this might actually adjust here a little bit on the open of the equity market, but we have ASR low here at what's that? 997.1, and we have ASR high here at 1015.8. Okay, so the fact that we've broken ASR so early in the session could indicate a potential sustained auction, okay, to the downside, okay. The fact that we've broken it below, okay. So that's certainly one hypo. Let's go ahead and bring up ADR here. This area down here, we're talking hypos now, okay. This area down here, ADR low, could offer us a bounce point, right? We have some confluence here between 80 EMA and ADR low, okay. That could offer us a reversal in price. Now, I can't ignore the fact that we're starting to see some market structure, right, that indicates that the sentiment on this market is still very much bearish. Okay. So in order to really embrace the, let's say, the bullish potential, we need to start breaking some structure to the upside, right? We need to get above 998.8. Okay. We need to get above 997. Okay. In order to start to see some structure that would indicate. Now, again, I'm going to track this, okay, on the 30-minute chart, right? This is going to be kind of my slow-moving kind of sentiment indicator. As long as we can remain in this channel, my opinion is going to remain bearish on platinum. If we get any sort of closure above this channel and we break this channel, we get price action that breaks this channel, then my view could change to bullish. All right, so I'm looking potentially down here, this ADR low, potentially EMA, to offer us maybe a bounce point in platinum. Okay, so those are a couple of bullish scenarios. If I'm bearish on the market, well, I'm going to be looking at some things above me, all right, to serve as reference levels. VWAP, anchored VWAP, IB high. Maybe there's some sort of failed auction that leads higher, breaks, maybe just barely makes it above initial balance, and then providing an opportunity for a failed auction to the downside. So those are a few hypos on platinum. Right now, my keen interest right now is to see how price reacts off of EMA and this ADR low. Okay, will these levels provide us a bounce point? But again, we need to break through. We need to break out of this channel here, bearish side. Otherwise, the chances are is price will continue to head lower. All right, so that's kind of what I'm looking at on platinum. Okay, so let's go ahead and move on into crude oil. I don't see there's any questions. Okay, so crude oil, we're already responding off of ASR low here. Okay, we're already reacting off of it. So that's kind of interesting. Let's go ahead and move to the daily. Let's do our multi-time frame analysis. Let's not jump the gun here too fast. Let's just kind of get a feel for what the market is trying to do here. Okay, well, on the daily, we've move this over here to the right. Let's turn this off here. Let's get rid of these. All right, so what is the market trying to do? Well, we are starting to see that the market has been able to break some structure here to the left side that would indicate that we are headed higher. Okay, we've broken some structure. Now, what stands in our way? Well, we have these supply zones that we identified earlier. Okay, this 83, 84 level could offer an area for reversal in price. 86, 87 is another area that could offer a reversal in price. That's based on the daily. Okay, but we are starting to see a shift in sentiment from bearish to bullish. Why? Because we are seeing that we are able to break some structure, right, to the bullish side, right? Higher highs and higher lows, higher highs, higher lows, breaking some market structure to the upside. Okay. Okay. 4-hour chart. Okay, we're going to go ahead and turn off initial balance because I don't think initial balance is just not yet in play. Okay, so 4-hour chart starting to develop a little bit of a reversal candle. We still have the, in order to complete this 3-bar reversal, there's another candle that needs to be formed here, but we seem to be responding. We have this pretty strong wick that was developed here. Okay, not exactly sure what this line is about. We're going to remove it. Okay, so this feels a little bit more how we say overlapping in price. Okay, it's come into this area of potential demand. Okay, here, right? I'm just going to draw that in like this, right? I'm using this candle here as my reference. This is my Bigfoot sighting. Okay. Now, where did price stall? Well, at the source or at the base of Bigfoot sighting. Okay. So if this candle manages to continue at this level or looking like this, then the chances are we will continue with a follow-up candle that will lead us to higher prices. Okay. So I'm just trying to find my little candle tool, or not candle tool, but where is it? There it is. Okay. So yeah. So if we get another candle that looks, okay, he'll complete this, then chances are, we'll continue this market structure to the upside in crude oil. All right. 30-minute chart. 30-minute chart. We're already developing a couple of candles. We got our engulfing candle. We did draw this demand zone on the 4-hour. So we do have, a couple of ingredients, right? A couple of ingredients for price to continue higher. Where could price stall? Well, it certainly could stall at settlement price. Okay. So let's go ahead and open up our fixed range volume profile, see what the value areas are, value area high, value area low. So we'll locate the 9 a.m. candle, 9 a.m. candle from Monday. Okay, that one there. And then we're going to drag that across to this here. Okay. So here we are. We did manage to get below. Okay. Chances are looks like we're going to go ahead and open up inside value. Okay. Inside value in the market here. Looks like we just opened here. So I'm going to go ahead and turn on initial balance. All right. So we open inside value, which could indicate that we could be in a range, right? Meaning that, this area up here at 81.74 could potentially be resistant and cause price to fail. Okay. Or value area low. We could stay in this kind of value range. Okay. Let's go ahead and open up ADR, see where that puts us. We are already reacting off of ADR low. Okay. We had a nice bullish engulfing, responding away from it. So let's start calling out these levels here. Okay. So we have ADR low ADR low. Start with that since it's reacting away from it. 80.93. We have ADR high. Oh, that's not what I wanted. Okay, we have ADR high. I'm all thumbs today, guys. ADR high here at looks, what is that? 82.48. Okay, 82.48. We have settlement price at 80.73. Settlement at 80.73. All right, let's see. Let's turn off this and let's turn on this. And we again, we're responding off of this 80 ASR level. Let's see here. Yeah. This ASR level here. Okay. So we have ASR low here at 80.97. Okay. 80.97. Okay. We have ASR high here at 82.20. Okay. 82.20. All right. So we have our levels defined. Okay. So what are some of our hypos? Well, we have a hypo, I guess, underway. Is it 80.63? Oops. 80.63. My bad. Settlement. 80.63. Okay. All right. So we already have one of our hypos. One of our strategies that we use is already kind of playing out. This is before the market, but we have price reversing away from ASR low in this case. Okay. We have settlement in our horizon. So that could very well cause price to stall. Okay. And reverse away from it, potentially providing us maybe another opportunity, right around this demand zone, okay, for another opportunity to participate in a long trade, okay. So my initial thinking is that we're going to come up here, we're going to fade a little bit, we maybe retrace here a little bit, given the structure here, okay, get some additional reinforcements, okay, for a potential continuation all the way up to ADR high or ASR high in this case. So that would be a bullish scenario. That's the one that's kind of playing out right now. Okay. Where I have pointed right here, ASR at 82.17. Okay. This area, this is ADR, sorry, 82.20, 82.17. This area right here could offer us an opportunity for a bearish trade. Okay. Okay, so that's one scenario. This over here could potentially offer us a reversal in price, given what we saw in most of the trading in crude oil. Okay, right now we are inside value. Right, we open inside value. So until we get some sort of initiative price action, okay, which means that we get price to leave IB high, that would be initiative, right? We have to entertain that the value area high and value area low will be the range for this market, okay? Assuming we get price to leave value area high then becomes an area where we could potentially entertain a continuation trades. Okay. So those are a few hypos. Like I said, the crude oil right now is in flight on hypo number one for a bullish trade. The areas that I would be cognizant of is value area high and settlement price, which may or may not give us enough opportunity for us to take this trade. I think the path, I guess the more, how we say it, conservative path would be to kind of wait out and develop and see this develop, look for an opportunity for a pullback, into some of these areas. Could be value area low, could be VWAP. I'm going to go ahead and draw an anchored VWAP, okay, down at this level since we had such a strong reversal, okay. So these areas, all these areas can provide an areas where we can better manage our risk and support in a continuation trade to the upside, right? Because the market's never, I guess, unless it's news driven, generally they don't move in a straight line, they move in a staircase, right? So if I'm starting to get into a trend, and I am seeing that, right? Here is my little channel, right? As long as we can stay in this channel, I have to kind of err on the side of the bulls. Okay, the moment I break below this channel, then it opens up the door for the bears. Okay, so I'm going to be watching this on the 30-minute chart, also on the 50-minute chart. Okay, and if I start to see some signs that maybe we have the resources, then potentially I could entertain a trade, maybe back to value area low, or back to this VWAP. Okay. Otherwise, I'm going to be looking for continuation trades to the bullish side. Okay. All right. Let's go ahead and move into the correlated market here, and that's RBOB. So not seeing anything in the way of questions here. All right, so we're going to go ahead, and so I would say that we're relatively bullish, okay, in the crude oil market. Okay, looking at RBOB, well, it looks like they've broken, RBOB has broken some structure to the upside. Okay, so we are starting to see some price above, this 233-day EMA. Okay, it's still not out of the woods yet, but the fact that we are up at the supply levels and haven't, retraced away from it with any significant degree indicates that there is acceptance of value at these levels, right? 2.49, 2.50. Okay, there's some acceptance of these values here that could lead us to higher prices in RBOB. Okay, for our chart, we have, I'm going to turn off initial balance here. For our chart, we have a developing bullish engulfing candle up against our 233-day EMA. If we do get above, let's say 250.56, then there's no reason for me to think that we can't get higher prices. Okay, right? If we can get above that, and that could offer us again a location, right? This 250 range could offer us a location in the future, right? For price to, come down to, okay, and reverse away from, right? What was resistance becomes supportive. Okay, but the first things first, we need a definitive close above this level, right? Right now we're just kind of chopping around in this area between 250 and 248. Okay, we need a definitive move above, right, to, I guess, follow that path. Okay, something along those lines. Okay, that's kind of what I'm seeing. All right, that's one thought. All right. Okay, let's go ahead and move on to the 30-minute chart, because I do have a couple more markets to get to. So let's go ahead and locate the fixed range volume profile. Fixed range volume profile is right here. We're going to locate the this bar right here, 6 o'clock bar or 9 o'clock bar, and then we're going to take that all the way to the 4:30 bar. So there's our initial balance, or not initial balance. There's our value. Okay, we did very much open inside of value. Okay, on the high end of it, but we still are very much inside of it. Okay, so we have an initial balance range. We're kind of looking at it right now. It seems to be, for now, a bit on the below average side, but we still have one 30-minute candle to go. Okay, we are looking like we're reacting already away from this value area high, so indicating that there are maybe some sellers, and we shouldn't be too surprised by that, because we see that we had sellers here before. Okay, so it shouldn't be too much of a surprise that there are sellers here again. All right, so let's call out our levels. Okay, I'm going to turn off ASR here for a second. Okay, we just turned on ADR. So we have, let's see, we have ADR high here at 252.52. So let's start calling these numbers out. Okay, so we got ADR high here at 2.5252. Got ADR low here at 2.47, 2.4771. Okay. We got settlement at 2.4950. Okay, and then we're going to go ahead and turn off ADR and turn on ASR. Okay, so we are right in the middle of it. So let's move this off to the side. 2.5098 ASR high, 2.5098 ASR high. We got on the ASR low, we got 24709, 2.4709. Okay. So those are our levels. Again, we've already kind of talked through a couple of scenarios here, right? One scenario is a bullish scenario. We get above this level. That level becomes our platform for future, pushes to the upside. If I'm a seller of the market, we have this ASR level that could offer us, a reversal in price. Okay. Right now, I'm going to draw my little channel here to the upside. Okay. I'm looking for the market to continue to the upside, but I'm not married to it. Okay. The idea is as long as it can stay in this channel, I embrace that. The moment that price, or if price should break below that, then I start to look at maybe a potential move to the downside. Okay. I let the channel speak to me. Right. I don't infer anything. Let the channels tell me if price cannot fall below this channel, I have to continue looking to bullish trades. Okay. All right. Looking to see if there's any questions here. We're going to go ahead and move into the market that everybody loves. Okay. The NASDAQ. Okay. Okay. So here we are. I'm just going to take a peek at the daily because we started to see some price action, at least yesterday, that was pretty much down most of the day. Okay. So now we are kind of, I guess, coming into the area that was generated as part of rollover. All right. We had 1, 2, 3 days worth of selling. All right. Now the question is, has it really broken any significant structure to the downside? And outside of this area here, it really hasn't, right? This area here is really the first indication that we got price to close below. Okay. So is that going to generate further interest to the downside? Possibly. Okay. What we don't want to see is a new high, right? We don't want to, if we're a bear, we don't want to see a new high, right? Right. We want to maybe this candle not traverse much more than 50% of this candle to see a continuation move to the downside. So I'm not willing to, I guess I'm not necessarily ready to necessarily throw in the towel, I guess, because I see that this again, maybe not that one. I'm going to go with this one here. Okay. So we're just kind of on the edge here. Okay. Living on the edge. That's a song, isn't it? All right. We're just on the edge of this bullish channel here. Okay. Price may have kind of peaked in, depending on if I adjust this a little bit, or it's just touching the bottom of this channel, and that could cause another leg higher. All right. So, but market still, I can't say that the market structure is still not to the upside. Okay. 4-hour chart. 4-hour chart. I'm going to go ahead and turn off these IB levels. Turn on ADR. Okay. So here we are. Got a little bit of a peak below. Okay. Now we're testing again based on what I drew before. We're testing the bottom of this. Okay. So if this is truly a bearish move to the downside, we don't want to see price close back inside, and certainly not close above 20,023, because that was the kind of the launching pad for the shorts. Okay. So if price stays below that 2023 level and does not break it, then I have to assume that this market structure that's creating to the downside is going to continue. Okay. So this is kind of what I'm doing here, right? So we got two competing channels, right? One more recent, The other one a bit more sustaining on the long side. 30-minute chart. Okay, 30-minute chart. Here we are on the upper end. I'm going to go ahead and turn off this back channel here a little bit. I'm going to widen this out. Okay. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and locate my fixed range volume profile here. We're going to go back to the start of Monday session, 9:30, drag that across here to 4:30. Here we are. The session has not opened yet. Okay. But price did manage to get inside of value from yesterday. Okay. Now, if you are a believer of Dalton, okay, if you are a believer of Dalton, the fact that we were able to close back inside value on a 30-minute chart could lead to price heading higher up to value area high. Dalton will say that if price is able to close back inside value, okay, that we have an 80% chance of price traversing the full range of value. Okay. In this particular case, I don't know if this is the open here, but this is a kind of a different scenario here. We did have price kind of traverse through, came back inside, and then continued. This is coming from a different angle. We're coming from below. Okay. If the price did close, if it remains above value area low, it could lead to higher prices all the way up to the top end of the channel, or all the way up to EMA 233 or value area high. Okay. So that's one scenario. Okay. Let's go ahead and call out these ADR levels. Okay. So we have, where is my ADR? Okay, there it is. All right. So we have price right here. Okay. So let's see. ADR high is, what is that? 19,883. 19,883. ADR low is 19,629.25. 19,629. Let's call it 19,630.25. Okay. Settlement is 19, looks like 19,750, right? Yeah, 19,750. 0 dot, what is that? 75. Is that right? Yep. Okay. And then we're going to turn off this, and we're going to turn on ASR here. Where is ASR? Oh, is that it? No, that's not what I wanted. Right there. There it is. Okay. All right. So according to ASR, okay, we've already reached the top end of so this 19,839, okay, is already at the top end of ASR. I suspect that when the market opens, we'll get a new level here, okay? But looks like we have already reached the ASR high from yesterday, okay? What is that? 1832.50. Okay, we have ASR low here at 19,650.75. All right, so those are our levels. Okay, so we've already kind of spoken through I think at least one opportunity to the long side, right? We've had price close inside it, so we have an opportunity that maybe we have like a little bit of a repair day in the NASDAQ, okay? That could lead to price heading all the way up to the top end, okay, of value here, right? The fact that we've broken or reached ASR high already is an indication that we may have, quite a bit of momentum to the upside. Okay. So that's one scenario. The other scenario is that maybe we get this area here creates a little bit of a reversal, right, back through, and we remain in range. The fact that we are kind of hanging around, kind of how we say, probably doesn't align 100% with that view. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and click on the anchored VWAP here and just again draw my level here. So as long as price can stay above both anchored VWAP as well as the daily VWAP, I have to kind of be more aligned with a move to the upside. Okay. I am seeing candles, right? In an area where I've seen some selling in the past. If we do manage to get above this 19,855.25 level, okay, this area here could serve as a springboard for price action to draw from later. Okay. This point of control looks like a kind of like a gravitational pull to price here. Okay. It feels like it's going to get at least up to here. Okay. At least up to there. And has a reasonable chance of getting back up to the other side of value. Okay. And it's only there that I would start thinking about, maybe potential reversal in price. Okay. Maybe back up to POC that could also offer a reversal in price. Back up to value area high could offer a reversal in price. All right, so that's kind of what I have for NASDAQ. I'm going to take a peek here, see if there's any questions. Don't see any questions. So I'm going to go ahead and open up ES, okay, for our final market, okay, of the day. And we're going to take a look at the daily. All right, so the daily, again, similar to what we were seeing, okay, in the NASDAQ, depending on how you draw this channel, maybe you say that we're on the bottom end of, right? I'm just trying to keep maintaining the structure here, right? We had 1, 2, 3 down before we got an up, 1, 2, 3 down before we got an up. So this seems to me that this would be a reasonable channel to draw, okay, for the S&P, right? And if that's accurate, well, we really haven't broken any structure to the downside as of yet. Those 3 days of pullback was just part of the natural rhythm of the market heading higher, right? There's nothing significant that has changed on the market view or the market structure. Okay, so daily is bullish for our chart. Okay, hovering around and this level here on the bottom end of this channel, developing some price action. We're not out of the woods. Okay, I would say we're not necessarily out of the woods on the bears, right? We still haven't really broken any significant structure to the upside, right? We need to get above 55.46 and more importantly above 55.60 to really embrace the longs here back to the highs here at 55.90, maybe up to 5600. Okay, so right now we still remain inside, kind of grinding through this area, this swing low that we had. Okay, 30-minute chart. 30-minute chart. Okay, we are up against these ASRs. Kind of mentioned that we said the similar thing when we were talking about the NASDAQ. I'm going to turn off this channel here in the background. I'm going to go ahead and open up my fixed range volume profile. Okay, fixed range volume profile. I'm going to locate the 930 candle, drag that to the 430 candle, and quite frankly, we are just in a big range, right? Big range of value here. Okay. We have price below EMA. We have price below EMA and above VWAP. Okay. So if this is going to align, right, to further price action to the upside, we need price to get above this EMA, aligned with the settlement price, aligned with VWAP. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and draw my anchored VWAP because I see that it made a new pivot here. I like drawing my VWAPs at pivot areas. Okay. So this looks like a, kind of an institutional buyer, right? If this is an institutional buyer, well, let me draw my anchor VWAP there, right? And as long as price can stay above this anchor VWAP, the expectation is that prices will head higher. What stands in my way? Well, I have 55.33 standing in my way, right? If I do manage to get above 55.33, well, it opens us up back to see price moving back up to 55.50 and potentially beyond. All right. All right, so let's close out with some levels here. Okay, so we have we have ADR high. We have ADR high here at what is that? 55.39.50, 55.39.50. We have ADR low here at 54.93, 54.93. We have settlement at 55.17. Okay, and then let's go ahead and turn on ASR because I think ASR was painting a little bit of a different picture. Yeah, we're right up against it. Okay, so we're right up against ASR high here. Okay, can move this away here a little bit, and we kind of we are reacting away from it a little bit, about 3 minutes away from the open of this market here. So let's call this. Let's call what level here? 50, 55. Let's call it 55. Let's call it 55.31. Okay, 55.31 as ASR high. 50. Okay, and then ASR low. Let's call that 54.95 as our ASR low. 54.95.25. 54.95.25, which is pretty much the same as we got for our. This could adjust a little bit with the open of the session. So what can we expect here? Well, one hypo is that we reverse away from this ADR, okay, or ASR. Okay, that's one hypo. Okay, that could cause a reversal in price. If we do manage to close above this ASR and above EMA, well, then this area could serve as a platform for price to reverse and continue bullish. Okay. Right now, we're seeing some price action that would indicate that we are potentially headed lower. Okay. We got this kind of selling wick, but this is still very much developing. Okay. All right. I think that is what I guess the hypos I want to start with. Okay, so a close above ASR with a retracement continuation move to the upside, a candlestick remaining below this level, offering me an opportunity for a reversal lower. Are my two hypos on the ES at the moment? All right. Well, that's it for me. We're gonna encourage you guys to trade well and trade safely today. So we'll have our normal group call, okay, later this afternoon. Okay. So trade well, trade safe, trade like a market pro, be a market trader. All right, guys. Have a good one. I'll see some of you guys in group chat. You're welcome, guys.